The video opens with a simple but unsettling challenge. Try to remember the exact moment your life truly began. Not your childhood, not a memory someone told you, but the real starting point. As the viewer searches, they realize something disturbing. There is no clear beginning. The narrative slowly builds the idea that we all are right in the middle of our own lives, already carrying memories, identities, and beliefs we never questioned. The tone becomes more introspective and eerie, suggesting that what we call identity may just be a collection of inherited fragments. The ending leaves a haunting question. If your beginning never existed, was this life ever truly yours? The video begins with a fast-paced montage of everyday life, waking up, scrolling, repeating routines. The voice-over interrupts. This isn't routine, it's a loop. The narrative gradually exposes how predictable human behavior is, how thoughts, fears, and choices often repeat without awareness. The viewer starts recognizing their own patterns. Then comes the twist. Maybe the loop didn't trap you, maybe you became comfortable inside it. The ending lands hard. You didn't reach the end by moving forward. You reached it by repeating the same cycle over and over. The video opens with a cinematic metaphor. You walk into a theater and the movie is already halfway through. You are confused at first, but eventually you accept the story. Then the narrator says, "That's your life." The idea builds that we were all inserted into an already running narrative, with a past we didn't verify and a future we can't control. Memories are framed as context given to you, not something you fully own. The twist hits, what if your past isn't proof, but programming? The ending delivers a chilling realization. You're not the author of this story, you're just a scene inside it. It starts with a direct statement, you are not in control. The video challenges the viewer to prove they've ever had a completely original thought. It breaks down how preferences, fears, and decisions are shaped by external influence, family, society, environment. The tone becomes increasingly confrontational, almost forcing the viewer into self-doubt. Then the twist, if you never controlled the beginning and you don't control your thoughts, how can you claim ownership of the ending? The video closes with a quiet but heavy realization. Control was never yours, only the illusion was. The viewer is asked to recall their earliest memory. Then the video slowly dismantles it, highlighting how memory is unreliable, incomplete, and often reconstructed. Scientific hints are introduced subtly, making it feel grounded yet unsettling. The narrative suggests that if your beginning depends entirely on memory, and memory itself can be false, then your beginning is questionable. The twist lands deeply. Your past might feel real, but feeling isn't proof. The ending leaves a chilling echo. If your memories can lie, what else has been lying to you? The video uses a gaming analogy. Imagine starting a game but skipping the tutorial. You are suddenly in the middle, trying to understand rules you were never taught. The viewer relates instantly. Then the comparison hits. That's exactly how life feels. You are making decisions without ever fully understanding the system. The twist suggests something darker. What if the beginning wasn't skipped by accident but hidden on purpose? The ending lands with quiet tension. You are near the end of a game you never learned how to play. The video opens with a chilling thought. What if your ending already exists? It explores fate versus free will, slowly leaning toward the idea that outcomes may already be determined. The viewer feels resistance at first, but examples begin to align. Patterns, coincidences, inevitability. The twist reframes everything. Maybe you don't remember the beginning because your role was never to start the story, only to reach the end. The final line hits hard. You are not on a journey, you are the destination unfolding. This one begins in confusion, but shifts toward a powerful realization. The viewer struggles to find their beginning, questioning everything. Then the narrative pivots. Maybe the beginning isn't in the past at all. Maybe it's this exact moment, the moment you become aware. The tone becomes empowering, yet still deep. The twist is subtle but strong. Your life doesn't start when you're born. It starts when you wake up. The ending delivers a powerful line. This might be the first real moment of your life. The video places the viewer in a detached perspective. It suggests that you are not your actions, but the one watching them. Life feels like something unfolding in front of you, not something you are fully controlling. The narrative deepens this separation. You observe thoughts, emotions, and decisions as if they belong to someone else. The twist hits quietly. Maybe you were never the player, only the observer. The ending is haunting. If you are just watching, then who is actually living your life? The video opens with the feeling of déjà vu, the sense that you've lived this before. It builds on repetition, cycles, and the strange familiarity of life events. The viewer begins to question whether this is truly their first time experiencing life. The twist suggests a loop. You didn't miss the beginning, you've already lived it before. The ending closes the circle. This isn't the end, it's the moment right before everything starts again. The key video opens with a strange idea. What if one entire day of your life never actually happened? The viewer is asked to recall yesterday in detail, every second, every thought. As gaps begin to appear, the narrative leans into discomfort. Maybe certain parts were never experienced, only assumed. The concept grows darker. What if your life isn't continuous, but made of missing pieces stitched together? The twist lands. You didn't live every moment. Some moments were simply inserted. The ending echoes. If time itself can skip, how do you know where your life truly began? The video begins with a calm but eerie tone. This isn't your first time. It explores the idea that life feels familiar because it's being repeated. Small coincidences, déjà vu, instinct, all framed as echoes of something lived before. The viewer starts questioning their own experience. The twist suggests something deeper. You didn't just live before. You might have reached this exact moment before. The ending hits quietly. You are not moving forward, you are remembering. It starts with a simple observation. You hear a voice in your head when you think. But whose voice is it? The video slowly detaches the viewer from their inner dialogue, suggesting that thoughts may not originate from them. External influence, conditioning, and subconscious patterns are introduced. The twist. What if your thoughts are responses, not creation? The ending lands with discomfort. If the voice isn't yours, then who has been thinking your entire life? The video begins with urgency. What if you just woke up, but it's already too late? It builds the idea that awareness comes after most of life has already passed unconsciously. The viewer reflects on how many years were lived on autopilot. The twist reveals a chilling thought. Awakening isn't the beginning, it's what happens near the end. The final line hits hard. You didn't wake up to start your life, you woke up to realize it's almost over. The video questions every major decision, career, beliefs, desires. One by one, it shows how each choice was influenced or shaped externally. The viewer begins to feel a loss of ownership. The narrative builds toward a heavy realization. Maybe nothing was ever fully your decision. The twist reframes everything. You didn't choose your life, you adapted to it. The ending lingers. If you never chose this path, Why are you still following it? The video introduces a strange concept. What if your life has been paused before and you never noticed? It explores the idea of time gaps, unconscious states, and moments that feel skipped. The viewer becomes aware of how little they truly remember. The twist suggests something unsettling. Maybe your life isn't flowing, it's being paused and resumed. The ending question cuts deep. What happened during the moments you don't remember? The video challenges the assumption that life is continuous. It proposes that what feels like a smooth timeline might actually be fragmented, moments stitched together to create the illusion of flow. The viewer begins to doubt their perception of time. The twist reveals a disturbing idea. Continuity isn't real, it's construct. The ending leaves a haunting thought. If your life is just connected fragments, where does it actually begin? The video flips perception complete. It suggests that what we call planning might actually be remembering something that has already happened. The viewer feels confusion as the idea builds. Patterns, instincts, and gut feelings are reframed as memory, not prediction. The twist lands hard. Time might not be moving forward. The ending delivers a mind-bending line. You are not heading toward the end. You are recalling it. The video opens with a theatrical tone. Life as a script, dialogue, reactions, events, all unfolding too perfectly at times. The viewer is asked to notice how often life feels written. The narrative builds towards the idea that realism doesn't mean authenticity. The twist hits. A script doesn't need to feel fake. It just needs to feel believable. The ending line stays in the mind. The most dangerous script is the one you never question. The video starts with a paradox. What if you reach the ending before the beginning? It slowly builds the concept that your current awareness might actually be closer to the conclusion than the start. The viewer feels disoriented as time is reframed. The twist suggests that everything you call life might be a backward experience, understanding things after they've already happened. The ending lands like a whisper. You didn't live your life to reach the end. You started at the end and tried to understand it. The video opens with a disturbing idea. What if you are not actively living your life, but only interpreting it after it happens? Events, emotions, decisions, all already done, while your mind simply replays them as awareness. The narrative builds tension by separating experience from perception. The twist suggests that consciousness might always be slightly behind reality. Ending line, you are never in the moment, only reviewing it. The video introduces a strange question. Who confirms your existence when you are alone? It explores the idea that identity depends on observation. Without a witness, reality feels unstable. The viewer is pulled into solitude experiment, imagining total isolation. The twist, maybe your sense of self only exists because something is watching it. Ending, if nothing observes you, do you still exist the same way? The video begins by questioning ownership of thought. It suggests that the mind might not be you, but something you are placed inside. Conditioning, language, memory, all are introduced as preloaded systems. The twist, your identity may not be built, it may be assigned. Ending line, if your mind was given to you, then who are you without? The video starts with small inconsistencies, moments that don't align, memories that shift slightly. At first it feels like imagination, but patterns start appearing. The viewer begins to doubt continuity of reality. The twist suggests that what we call reality might occasionally break and repair itself without notice. Ending. You didn't notice the glitch because you were inside. The video breaks ego perception. It suggests that everyone assumes they are the center of their universe. but statistically and conceptually that cannot be true in a shared system. The narrative slowly removes importance from the viewer's perspective. The twist: you are not the main character, just a perspective among infinite others. Ending: your story is happening, but not because it's the most important one. The video explores the strange feeling of remembering things that never happened. It builds around false memories, emotional attachment to unknown experiences, and déjà vu. The twist suggests that some memories may not originate from your timeline at all. Ending: what if part of your past never belonged to you, but you still carry it? The video introduces the idea that people change so slowly they never notice they are not the same person anymore. Identity is shown as gradual replacement rather than growth. The twist suggests that the you from years ago no longer exists in any real form. Ending: you didn't grow into someone new, you were replaced piece by piece. The video reframes simulation theory, not as computers, but as perception-based reality. It argues that something doesn't need to be artificial to be simulated. It just needs to be experienced indirectly. The twist: reality may not be fake, just inaccessible in full form. Ending: if you can never see the whole truth, does it matter if it's real? The video focuses on the gap between stimulus and thought. It slows down perception, highlighting the tiny delay before awareness forms. The twist suggests that you may not be the thinker, just the observer after thought appears. Ending: if thoughts come before you, who is actually thinking? The video begins with a paradox. What if your ending is not ahead but already behind you? It builds the idea that perception of time is linear only in memory, not reality. The viewer is led to question progression itself. The twist suggests that life might already be complete. You are just experiencing its echo. Ending life: you are not approaching the end. You are inside what already ended. Wait, don't close this yet, because now the real question begins, not about your life, but about your awareness. If your life never truly began the way you think, if there was no clear starting point, and if the you that you trust is built on memories, patterns, and influence, then what exactly are you living right now? Maybe the truth was never about finding the beginning. Maybe it was about realizing something more uncomfortable, that the idea of a beginning was just something your mind created to feel safe. Humans need structure, start, middle, end, but what if existence was never structured like that in the first place? Think about it carefully. Every moment you remember feels real, but so does a dream while you are inside it. Every decision you think you made feels personal, but it was shaped long before you became aware of it. And still, you call it your life. So now the real twist is not whether your life started or not. The real twist is this: maybe life was never meant to be understood as a story with a beginning and an end. Maybe it was always just an experience unfolding without permission, without introduction, and without warning. And if that's true, then the question changes completely. It's no longer, when did it start? It becomes, are you actually living it, or just realizing it too late?